Alright, I am changing the passenger side headlamp assembly on my 2001 Honda Civic EX. This here is the headlight assembly I received from go-part.com, go-part.com, and I'll be showing you how I replace this part. You can see the left driver's side is already a new headlamp assembly. I changed that earlier this year but didn't record it, so I'm doing it this time. When you open up the engine compartment, you'll see that there are a number of bolts that are holding the headlamp assembly. There's one right here, there's another one here, and then if we look at the new part to be installed, you'll see that there is also one on the left side here, and then on the underneath right here. That's a total of 4 bolts that are going to have to be removed in order to get this assembly out. As you can see, the top 2 bolts are readily reachable for disassembly. The one on the left is hidden underneath this front piece, which goes all the way around the front. It's one piece, and the bottom bolt is located here, but also behind this piece. So as you can see, that necessitates removing the entire front piece, and I'll show you how to do that shortly. There is a rubber piece that is mounted to the front bottom of this bumper cover, and I've already have it off. It is held on normally by 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here. You can remove those, and I'll show you the tool to remove those here momentarily. And then the rest of this front piece is held on by 5 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I've already removed across the front here, and 2 pieces on each end, right here and over there on the other end. You can see it hanging down. So now you can see I've removed the fasteners from each location here by simply pulling up on it with some pliers, and the same thing on this corner right here. It takes these plastic fasteners and you just pull them up. I use a pair of needle nose pliers. There's 4 for the top here, and then this one, which came from the bottom here. Came from the bottom right here. And now you can see I have access to the front bolt of the headlight assembly, the left bolt, and the 2 top bolts here and here. So first I'm going to disconnect the headlight assembly by removing the wire right back inside here, that piece. So I'm using a 10mm socket on a socket wrench here, as you can see, and I've removed the top one and the other top one, and then the side one here, all using the 10mm socket wrench. Now I put an extension on this one in order to reach the bolt, which is inside this channel all the way in the back, about 6 inches. And I'm about to remove that one now. Now you see I've removed all the bolts, and as I pull it forward, we have these wires here, this one, and this one. This goes to the turn signal, and this is going to the white running lamp that comes on whenever you put on the parking light. I'm going to remove those 2. To remove those connectors is very simple. You see this little tab here, you just push on it and lift out. Same for this one as well. So I'm going to reuse my light bulbs, so I'm going to take the bulbs out of the 3 socket locations. The headlamp, the running lamp, and the turn signal right here. That's done simply by turning these counterclockwise and lifting them out. And this one you have to remove the whole rubber gasket before accessing it. Here are the bulbs that I removed. And here's the rubber grommet showing the headlight. You can see the tab holding it in right inside there. To remove the headlamp out of the assembly, I push down on the wire and over to the left, and it lifts right off. And that gives me access here to the bulb, as you can see. I have the old one here on the right and the new one on the left. You'll notice that there's a bracket here on the bottom of the old one that needs to be transferred over to the new one. That's held on by the bolt that we removed on this side, and this other bolt here, which I'm going to remove with a 10mm socket wrench. Then I'm going to transfer this over to this headlamp assembly. So now I've attached the connections back in reverse order from when I removed them, and now I'm going to test the lights before I put it all back together, make sure they work, so I don't have to take everything apart again. So that's what I'm about to do. You can see all my connections have been made in there with the wires. As you can see, the lights are all working. So I put it in its position, and I relined up where the bolts go, and over here on this side as well. And then the bolt in the front through here is lined up. And I'm just going to insert those bolts using 10mm socket wrench and tighten them down. Okay, so now I've got it all bolted in. All the bolts are in place. Inside there it's difficult to see. And on top, and this top bolt here is the one that you use to adjust your headlight. If you loosen it, it goes down. If you tighten it, it goes down. If you loosen it, it goes up, according to the markings right there on the plastic piece. So that's how you're going to adjust it after it's all in with that 10mm socket wrench. And then after that, you put it in reverse order, reattaching your front fairing on the sides and on underneath. And all that again is done using these fasteners and the screws that hold that rubber piece in. Putting these fasteners back on the top, you can see it's 2 pieces. Basically taking out the center part of the fastener, taking the outer part, sticking it in, and then taking the inner part, putting in and pressing it down until it's fully seated. Repeating that for all 4 locations. On the side piece here, I'm using an 8mm socket wrench. Take this 8mm bolt and run it up into here to hold the side portion of the fairing into the front. So you get the idea. Here you see the finished product. Now I have both nice clear headlight assemblies on there instead of the one, the old yellowed one that was there original with the car. So not a bad job to replace that headlight assembly.